My fiancé ghosted me, married my foolish cousin, and my aunt gloated about it. Now he's broken, jobless. She kicked him out, and I took all our savings. I 28F have been engaged to Ron 27M. For a year we had known each other since our college days. We were friends, but not very close. Started dating after college, and since then, we've been together for 4 years. Last year, we got engaged. We held a small ceremony with close family and friends. My aunt was also invited. My aunt and her daughter Lucia, 24F, had been living with my grandparents since her husband passed away a few years back. Ever since she attended my engagement and was impressed by my ex's charm, she told everyone how handsome and rich he was. She couldn't stop praising him. It was unusual because she hadn't been so fond of me, her daughter. Elsia is dead gorgeous, but she is dumb as a stone, and always compare the two of us in all aspects. I was good at studies, though she was 4 years junior to me in academics, and would compare our report cards and remark how her daughter was better than me. The funny part was when she compared her 8th grade card with my 12th grade and declared her to be better than me. Jokes on her. Lucia couldn't pass high school. Ron and I were planning our wedding in October because I had to visit the UK for a summer program. Everything was fine between us. When I left in June, we used to talk once a day. Because of the time difference, it was a 10-week program. 2 weeks into this, it started getting cold between us. Straight. Just all that saying he was stressed due to work. I thought the distance had taken over our feelings. I didn't take it seriously. Because it was not a new relationship, I thought of sorting out the matter. After going back a week before my program ended, he ghosted me. Damn, it felt so childish to me. I mean, whatever the thing is, he could have confronted it. But he chose the easier way and vanished. There's something about me, call it ego or whatever. I don't run behind people. I'm not that good of a person. No matter how much I get hurt, I don't put my guard down. His ghosting felt gut-wrenching. Yet I didn't show up at his door. Yes, I was in my delusional world. That he would come knocking at mine did instead. My aunt showed up at my door with a wedding invite. I got to know he was getting married to my cousin Lucia. In the age of emails, she comes up with a printed copy of the invite she wanted to witness. My disappointment firsthand. That was one of the very few moments in my life where I was caught off guard. I was in shock. It was more of how he could fall for my cousin, who barely can pay for her meals. But soon enough, my aunt helped me with the answer. She goes, "I'm so sorry, sweetie. I can understand your pain, but what can we do when people fall out of love? Maybe he could handle the distance. Don't be mad at your sister." Ron was the one who reached out to Lucia for coffee, because he had nothing else to do after work. You know how gorgeous my princess is. You can't blame Ron for falling for her. I looked at her with red, teary eyes. You see, usually, I don't entertain my aunt and cut her off in between. But this time, I was so shocked that I couldn't say a word. All I did was stare at her and take her mean, sugar-coated insults. She said, "Trust me, honey. I love you as much as I love Lucia." I yelled at her when she told me about Ron. But he came down to my place and politely confessed his profound love for Lucia. You know how humble and sweet a man he is. My heart instantly melted for him. When he went down on his knees and asked for Lucy's hand for me like an old-school gentleman, tears rolled down my cheeks as I imagined Ron doing everything she described. She tried to hug me, but I blocked her. I wiped my tears and stood up, saying I had something to attend to. So please leave. She was like, if you're intending to contact Ron, don't do that. He has blocked you. I made him do so. It doesn't look good that my son-in-law contacts his ex. You know, I said you and your son-in-law, I've got a lot to do in life. And poaching others' men. She stood up and said, "Don't be disheartened, my baby. I can understand it would be tough for you to get another man at this age, and with these looks. But don't worry, there are plenty of divorced men looking out for a second love in life. I'm sure you'll find one such good man." I yelled, Get out, I badly regret losing my composure and giving her the satisfaction of watching my vulnerability. But that's okay, we all have weak moments in life, where we just can't hold ourselves together. This news was way more painful, and the ghosting thing, I'm not saying it would have been easy if he cheated with any other woman, but it would be a lot better than this. I would have cut him off and be rest assured to never meet him again. But now who knows, my aunt can show up anytime to rub her daughter's prize on my face. Everyone in the friends and family knew about me. And Ron, now I feel stupid for having a pompous engagement now that he's getting married to Lucia. The story is evident to everyone as to what has happened in the background. My aunt has been weaving a different story. That Ron found solace and Lucia because I was too headstrong and egoistic, and I prioritized my career over him. She told everyone that Ron didn't want me to go to the UK for the summer program, yet I went there and stopped talking to him. She went as far as saying that Ron suspected me of hooking up in the UK. He heard some guy voice in the background whenever he called me, and stuff. I've never been in touch with most of my relatives after moving out from home. Even as a teenager, I was distant from them because I didn't like their small talk, hence it was easier for my aunt to sell off her lies. It feels so terrible. I know all those golden lines that had happened. For the best, I got rid of there's light at the end of the tunnel. But you know what? When you're in the middle of the dark phase, it's just impossible to sail through it, even though you know everything is going to be okay in a while. Update 1. Hello, and thanks for cheering me up in my original post. I've been intending to update this for a long time. I was like the day I don't feel anything for my ex. I'm going to make an update, and here we are today. Indeed, I got better. And there's a cherry on the cake, wait for that. That phase was really dark and long. Not that I didn't go through a breakup before, but this was horrible because he was my fiancé. My mom stopped by for a week, and it kind of helped me have her by my side. However, I felt sick to my guts the moment she left. I was with Ron for so many years that every place brought back his memories, enough reason for me to leave the city. I applied for jobs in the UK and got a very promising one in Leeds, nothing like it. I packed my bags and left. Pro tip for me, if anyone is struggling to move on from a broken past, nothing heals better and faster than a change in scenery. Yes, only if your situation allows it. Understand, not everyone has this leverage to move out from their base. See if you could. Anyways, moving to Leeds felt like I was reborn. I was amazed at how quickly I moved on. It took a better turn a few days ago when my mom called and asked me if Ron was unemployed. I said yes, he was. I mean, not unemployed, but he left his job a year ago to pursue his passion for writing. There's an interesting thing. Ron wanted to be a writer, and he was writing stuff here and there, but was not getting anywhere amidst his full-time job. So I stepped up to help him build a career around writing. We had this agreement that I would work full-time while he would set up a ground of entrepreneurship, and eventually I would leave my job and we both would work to set up our own enterprise. Sounds fascinating, right? Yes. But he messed up. Mom laughed so hard when I told her these details. She said that it came to her that other day and screamed, "Why didn't you tell me that Ron is a bum?" Mom was confused because the last she knew he was working, and quite well off. Mom said she had no idea about this. A nun told Mom that Ron was insisting Lucia take up a crash course, which would land her a better paying job so that she could bear the household expenses for both of them. He wanted to execute that plan with Lucia. Little did he know that my aunt got him married to Lucia so that they both could live off his income. Well, jokes on both of them. The last I remember, Lucia worked part-time as a receptionist in a restaurant taking table reservations. Not sure if they both would be able to live off a receptionist's income. I might be sounding mean to look down upon Lucia for her profession. Well, I'm not, or maybe I am. I don't care. I wish I could see the disappointment and anguish on my aunt's face when Ron's truth came out. There is one more layer to this. Aunt was a mistress to Lucia's dad, And when he died, his legal wife kicked them out of the house, that's why. Aunt was living with my grandparents. They are feeding on the pension my grandparents are getting. You know what every evil thing collapses one day or the other. And so did my aunt. She made sure I hit rock bottom when Ron left me. She went to everyone, relatives, friends, and friends of friends. Everyone, and badmouthed about me. I had people calling me, sympathizing with me. But they were more interested in knowing the gory details of why Ron left me for Luia. That face felt sickening, and there was no escape. Now the coin has flipped. I feel sorry for Ron. What was he thinking when he married Lucia? Maybe he was thinking that I was going to break up with him after coming back, so before that happens, let him put the blame on me and play a victim so that it doesn't look like he was dumped. How insecure, so as for my Aunt Roan was dating me only for my looks, that he couldn't handle my absence, that I was the one who initiated the idea of getting married, and Ron was not interested at all. Well, I never gave justifications for her silly accusations. If anyone was interested to know the truth, they could come to me and ask. I don't think they were interested in the first place. It was a juicy piece of gossip. And everyone had fun. If there's one thing that I would like to share with you guys, it's that karma gets back to everyone. It may take a year or 2 or 10, but when it does, it will not leave anyone. So if any of you are stuck in a dark phase of your life, believe in karma. It will take a turn, and you will get a chance to see everything falling back to where it belongs. Life is good. Now I'm back to dating. I've met wonderful people in the last few months. I found a few good friends who make me believe that all good things are worth waiting for. We should not give up. Update 2. So the cherry on the cake is here. Ron tried to reach out to me. I blocked him the moment I realized he was the one messaging me on Instagram from a random account. He texted me saying how sorry he was and that he made the worst decision of his life. When I blocked him there, he messaged me from his number on WhatsApp. He was like, I'm sorry for everything. I was too scared to tell you the truth, so I had to make up everything. I know I was wrong and shouldn't have done that to you. You're the best thing to have ever happened to me. I don't deserve your forgiveness. I hope you can forgive me one day. I know you don't want to listen to me, but please, one last time, I want to talk to you. I didn't reply, and I blocked him on WhatsApp too. There are 2 things. 1, I don't need his apology to validate myself. I'm done with him too. It's so fun to see him suffer. Yes, I mean, it doesn't make me a bad person. It just makes me a person.